What's going on, y'all? I have a little free time and I wanted to get on here and make a quick video for y'all and talk about, you know, how things are going right now, some advice that I have for you guys, and just stuff that I've learned throughout the last 4 years that I've been doing this business. So here lately, especially this year, the beginning of this year was really good for us, right? The first half of this year was really good for us. Summer came around and started slowing down a little bit. We stay busy, you know. I know it's all what's the word I'm looking for? Not perspective, but it's all relevant to the kind of money that and the income that you're used to making. So I'll just say, for instance, and this is usually I don't share this kind of stuff because I'm not the type of guy that, especially on social media, that'll talk about my finances and stuff like that. But I think it'll help some of you guys out. January and February, both of those months, we did a little over $40,000 a month, right? And that's a pretty good month for us. That's like kind of on the high end of what we normally do per month. And typically, I'd say like a typical month for us, very average, normal month, which is crazy when you think about how quick the years go by whenever you start breaking things down into months. And when you own a business and you're scheduling stuff, just how fast really time goes by. And then having kids, it really makes the time fly. So so an average month for us, I would say typically is about, and you got to remember, I'm not in a very populated area. I mean, we're getting populated, but I'm like south of Dallas, about 40 minutes. There's no really big towns around here besides, my town, and there's like Corsicana. Waxahachie's really big. And we do quite a bit of work in Waxahachie, but what I'm saying is for guys that are in downtown Dallas, not downtown Dallas, but like closer to places like that, if you're close to like big cities, then you can probably have get more commercial work and do higher revenue. We're starting to do a lot more commercial stuff, but we still do a lot of residential. So anyways, a typical month for us is usually between 20,000 and 30,000. Sometimes we'll dip a little bit below that, hit like a $15,000 a month. It's just uncomfortable even talking about this, honestly. But so we had January, February, we did about a little over 40,000 each month. And mind you, this is myself as the owner, and I do a lot of the washing. I have a couple guys that help me part-time. I don't have any full-time employees, so a lot of this work, guys, is me doing it myself. It gets tiring, man. It gets really tiring doing the estimates, the billing, meeting with customers, doing all the invoicing, taking care of all the tax stuff, taking care of all the maintenance stuff on the equipment, ordering chemicals, mixing chemicals, getting new hoses, all the equipment, making sure all that stuff's right, doing the actual work. I mean, it is a lot it's a lot to do, and it's very tiring, and sometimes it feels very it's hard to stay motivated. It's very I don't know, it's tough, and especially towards the last part of summer, beginning of summer and kind of last part of summer, pretty much summertime, right? We slowed down a little bit, and I actually had to make an effort to get work, which the last couple years, last 4 years, after that first initial year, I quit advertising. I didn't have to advertise really at all. We had steady work coming in, and I found myself in the summertime actually having to, I still haven't done any paid ads, but I'm pushing our stuff out there a little bit more, right? I'm trying to engage with customers. I'm looking for work. I'm actually going places and talking to people and saying, hey, these are services that we offer. And before that, I didn't have to do that, right? So the economy is just in a bad spot right now. And I don't know if y'all are feeling it, but around here, it feels like we've slowed down a little bit. So current day, right? Fall time, it's coming. Everybody's back in school, I think. Yeah, everybody's back in school. And this is usually when our commercial stuff really picks up, right? Because all those businesses are trying to get write-offs for the end of the year. This is typically whenever everything kind of picks back up for us. And then springtime, we're crazy busy with more residential stuff. But fall time is like really good for commercial. And it's starting to do that, right? We're starting to pick up. We're starting to get more like apartment complexes and stuff like that. But I just wanted to let y'all know that it doesn't matter if this is like a part-time thing for you, a full-time thing, right? If you're doing $10,000 a month, if you're doing $4,000 a month, and it just like, you know, maybe this is finally like getting to the point where it can cover like your current job, whatever you had, and replacing. I don't know why I'm literally burnt out right now, guys, and I'm trying to like think of a way to put all this, but I just want to be honest with y'all. If it's getting to a point where it's like replacing your income, doesn't matter if you're there or if you're doing $40,000 a month, or I know guys that are doing well over that, right? And I think that it's time that I start trying to find and build a team to help me out, because like I said, I'm getting burnt out, and it's a lot of work, and it's hard, and it's tiring. Yeah, so some advice that I would give y'all that I'm starting to do more of, because before in the past couple years, right, most of my estimates, besides like big commercial stuff, has been using Google Earth, and we still do a lot of that, right? We still do a lot of remote estimates, and I think we'll continue to do that until, you know, who knows when. But I'm starting to see that like going and meeting customers and earning their trust and letting them know that you know what you're talking about is becoming a lot more valuable in today's market. Because I feel like of course today there's a lot more competition. Everybody and their brother knows somebody that has a power washing business now. Back when I started, it was like back when I started in 2019, right, it was pretty much right before COVID hit. And during COVID, a bunch of people got laid off. They started pressure washing, or they started other businesses, right, because they got laid off. They wanted to start their own thing. They had the time now to start their own thing. They had to start their own thing because they couldn't find work. And so we saw like a little boom, right, of a bunch of new washers and stuff. And I don't think that that's slowed down. I think that's just kept going like this. I thought that, you know, the COVID craze was going to be here, and then once COVID was gone, then it was going to maybe level out and start dipping back down. And I have seen a lot of people, I have seen that a lot, right? But it seems like nowadays there's a lot more people getting into it. So there's a lot more competition. And I'm just going through this because around me there's not a lot of competition. There wasn't a lot of competition. There was maybe like 2 guys in my city, which is, man, I don't even know how many people we have in the city now. Out of all those people, there's only like that I know of that were actually doing it full time, 2 people. And actually, whenever I started, I didn't know anybody. I knew one guy that had gotten out of the business, and that was it. And then once I started, I happened to find out that there's another company that does it as well. And let me pause this video real quick and I'll start back up. So now, right, nowadays, in my area, I know of, gosh, at least 5, maybe more. There's got to be like 5 to 10 people that I know of, just in my friends of acquaintances and stuff like that are doing it now, right? So that number of 1 that I knew of 4 years ago is now up to like 5 to 10, which is a pretty big deal for like the size of the area that I'm doing. So competition is a whole lot, it's a lot tougher now to get jobs. And the economy sucks. A lot of people aren't wanting to spend money. I don't know how it is where y'all are, but it just seems like, man, I don't know if y'all are feeling the same way, but I'm tired of this economy, man. It's hard. It's hard right now. And basically, I wanted to get on here and just be honest with y'all and say, you know, you've got to keep pushing. You've got to, like, whenever times get hard and stuff, you've got to, like, find new ways to reach audiences. You've got to find new ways to get your customers. You've got to just push through the crap and the hard times. And I think there's going to be like another side of this, right? But yeah, start doing, if you're only doing remote estimates right now, I would recommend starting to do in-person quotes and see if that helps you out. Because I'm doing more of that now. I'm actually going to go meet a guy here in a couple hours when he gets back into town. I'm going to go meet him and look at his property and stuff. Typically, I'd be like, hey, send me the address. I'll look at it, measure it out. Here's the price. And usually I can look at like the street view. I can see what kind of material it is, and I can get a good idea of what it's going to take to clean that place. And I'm always pricing a little bit high. I'm not the cheap guy in the area, right? I'm more of like the kind of the more expensive person in this area. Yeah, man. I just I don't know. It's been tough lately. It's been a lot, and I'm optimistic. I know that, first of all, I know that God's got me. I haven't really talked about this in any of my videos or anything, but I am a religious person. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not like a crazy whatever, I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I the other day I was just feeling really down and kind of broke down and started praying, and guys, just things have, here lately, the past like week after that happened, things have really picked up and are getting better. I found myself really trying to figure everything out on my own, and that's not really how I was raised. I was raised that you need to pray about stuff and talk to other people about things and kind of, you know, get some advice on where to go. And for a while, I was just doing everything on my own, trying to figure it out. And it started for a long time, right? It was working. I was figuring it out, and we're doing great. Well, then we kind of hit this plateau, and nothing was really happening, and stuff was starting to go wrong, and I was like, man, what is going on? And and I broke down, and I was like, man, maybe I need to start like praying again, and really like working on my relationship with God and stuff. And it's starting to turn around, and I feel like I need to share that with you guys. This isn't a channel where I'm going to preach at y'all. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, if you don't pray and if you don't do this, blah, 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 you're going to go to hell and whatever. I'm not that kind of person. Even in my personal life, I don't talk to people like that. But I wanted to get on here and say that's something that's working for me. And I know there's going to be some guys that are like, man, I felt the same way, and I'm working on that myself. And there's going to be some of y'all that may be like, oh God, another Christian, you know, talking about God. And I don't want y'all to feel that way. I'm not sitting here trying to you know, shove this down your throat. I'm just letting you know what's working for me, what I'm working on, right? Because like I said, I'm not perfect. It's something that I'm working on. Hold on, somebody just pulled up. I want to make sure that it's not, I don't know. All right, sorry about that. That was Amazon pulling up. So yeah, I don't remember exactly where I was, but I just wanted to hop on here and encourage y'all a little bit, man. I know times are tough. Maybe they're not for y'all, right? But I know that there's some guys out there that are feeling it, and the economy's terrible. All the stuff that's going on in the world right now, the wars, everything. It's terrible. It's scary. You just got to keep pushing, man. Yeah, I just wanted to get on here and kind of encourage y'all and let y'all know that you're not alone. Even though you may look at some people like me, whatever, there's nothing special about me, guys. I'm a normal person that likes to post videos for y'all, but I go through all the same crap that y'all go through. It's a struggle every day, right? And I just want y'all to know you're not alone, and to keep pushing, and yeah, don't give up. Start doing those quotes in person, spreading your brand, getting to know people. Maybe I can make another video on how I go about like talking to customers. And I have a buddy of mine that's a sales guy that's really good, and he could probably help y'all out with some stuff that I can post on here. And yeah, so just want to say thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, and hopefully I didn't turn y'all off by talking about God and stuff. Like I said, I'm not here to shove that down your throat, man, but it's something that's important to me, and it's working for me, and it's truly helped me my whole life. There's been some stuff that I've gone through and come out of that that I thank God for, and I don't know if there's another way that I could have made it out of that stuff. And yeah, so I've got to share that, man. I've got to. If I go through that and it works for me and I just don't say anything, then like, what's the point? So I promise from here on out, it's going to be wash content. Unless y'all like videos like this and me sitting down talking to y'all, I will make them as much as y'all want me to. And I know that I've talked to y'all about, so this is just a quick update on stuff that's going on with my business, right? I know that we talked about the shop stuff. That was another thing that kind of sucked and brought me down. Was it was just the prices of everything, man. It's crazy. The interest rates right now are like 9.5. Well, it was 9.5, and then it went up to like 10.2. They wanted to sign on that shop, and I was like, "There's no way I'm signing 10% on a shop," So as far as the shop goes, that's gonna be postponed a little bit until probably next year, which sucks. But I do have a shop currently that I'm gonna work on building an office in, and kind of renovating and making it look nice and stuff like that. And the big shop, the one that was going to be the crazy, like with stairs and offices and conference rooms, stuff like that, that's just going to have to hold off a little bit. But I am getting a flatbed. That's going to be my write-off this year, one of them. I bought my personal truck, so that's going to be a write-off. And I've got a bunch of other stuff that I've bought in this year that's going to help me with write-offs. But the shop was going to be a big one. So now it's October, near the end of October, and I've got to start getting some write-offs for taxes coming up, So I'm going to buy a flatbed. I've got two that I'm looking at. One of them, I found one that is like perfect, and we're just waiting on the guy that owns it to find him another truck, and then I'm going to buy that one from him, and then we're going to build that thing out and get rid of these trailers, and we're going to start running flatbeds. And I'm going to work on getting an employee, training him up. One of these part-time guys, I want to bring them on full-time, train them up, and then maybe hire another guy towards like maybe the springtime, and get them rolling in a truck together, where I can kind of like let off the gas on the actual work and focus on like the business stuff. I think that'll free my mind up a little bit. And then next year, middle of the year, my wife is going to come work with me, and she's going to run all the office stuff, taking phone calls, doing the estimates, billing, all that stuff that I'm doing now. She's going to come do that with me. And that was kind of the point of getting the shop, was us having an office area for her. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's going to help me a lot, if I can get 2 employees on a truck, my wife helping me out, that'll free up a lot of my headspace to focus on other stuff in the business and run the business, not let it run me, right? That's what I've let my business do for, I think, the last couple years, is the business has ran me instead of me running the business. And I think it's time that I start really taking control of this thing, steering it in the path that I want this thing to go, and building this thing and starting to scale it a little bit more, and see what happens. And I've got a couple more businesses that I'm trying to start, so we'll see what happens with those. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you like this video. Even if there's a couple guys that watched the whole thing and enjoyed it and got something out of it, then that's all right with me. So I appreciate y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend, or whenever I post this, have a good week, whatever. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.